This is my code explanation video for my final project. Over here, I have the scene variable defined, just to alter between the number of scenes. Um, this is the score variable, which you can see is used over here, which I'll show you later on. I have the question numbers for each of my quiz, science, math, and GK. Over here, I have the Khan Academy button class, and I've actually made all the different buttons over here. So the play button 1 is the button that we use to start the quiz, and we have the science button, math quiz button, and the GK quiz button. Also the home button and the next button, which is basically used on all of the questions. Also, one condition with the next button is that when it's clicked on, if we're on the science quiz, it increases the science question number by 1. If you're on the math one, it increases the math question number 1 by 1, and if you're on the GK, it increases that by 1. Now we basically start the functions for the quizzes themselves. So this is the science function, in which I have the questions, the answers, and also I have the buttons for the different answers. So question 1 button 1, question 1 button 2, question 1 button 3. Over here, as you can see, I've used this statement right here, which says if this option is clicked, the score decreases by 1. If this option is clicked, it increases by 1, and if this is clicked, it decreases by 1 again. This is basically used for all of my questions. So for science, all 5 questions for the science quiz, all 3 questions for my math quiz, and also all 3 questions for my GK quiz. Moving down, we basically have the splash screen, basically, which is the starting screen over here. As you can see, I've actually drawn the play button over here, which is right here, the start quiz button, and I've written all the stuff that I need to write. Then the scene 1 is basically going to be the menu which you select the course from. I've all 3 options for my quizzes over there. So clicking on this one is going to open the science quiz, clicking this one is going to open the math, and this is going to open GK. Scene 2 is going to be the science quiz itself, and over here I've used the if condition. If the science question number is 1, draw the question 1 and draw the options for question 1. Otherwise, if it's number 2, draw the options and the question 2, and basically that applies for all the questions. And also draw the home button and the next button on all pages of the science quiz. The same thing applies for scene 3, which is the math function. Again, draw all the corresponding questions and their answers, and also the home and next button. Also on all these pages for all the quizzes, I have a text score, which is basically there to act as a score counter. This plus score right here basically refers to the score variable we defined earlier. So it starts from 0, clicking on the correct answer makes it positive 1, clicking on the incorrect answer makes it negative 1. Scene 4 is the GK quiz. Once again, the same thing applies over here. Now we actually draw the function and we set the condition. If the scene is 1, draw the scene 1. If scene is 2, draw scene 2. Otherwise, if scene is 3, draw scene 3. Also, when initially, since the scene number is 0, draw the splash screen. Now we have the mouse click function. So we basically draw the handle mouse click for play button, all 3 quiz buttons, and now we start using the nested ifs. So if scene number is 2 and if the science question number is 1, draw the options for science question 1. Otherwise, draw the options for science question 2. This goes up to 3, and if scene S2 is basically, since these two ifs are actually nested, once this loop or the nest ends here, we'll start another nest. Otherwise, if scene equals to 3, draw the options for question 1, draw the options for question 2 for math, and 3 for math, and it ends here, and then we have another loop or nest, and that applies for GK. And in the end, we have the home button and the next button mouse click functions as well, which is going to be there on all the screens.